Milestone moment.
Milestone moment. First of all, I would just like to welcome all our faithful listeners.
Hey, Jared.
Jared. And also, all like 16 of you in Sweden who listened to that last episode. I told you in the last episode to please email us, and nobody from Sweden emailed me, so...
Yeah, I didn't get any emails. And,
0.
You know, Sweden, I've been to Sweden, and I've got some friends who live in Sweden. It's a beautiful country.
I guess their email just don't work, huh?
Yeah. I thought they invented email.
Probably.
I feel like the Swedes are always up to something. They're
Swede mail.
They're crafty innovators.
Yeah.
They love it.
Anyway, welcome to Rotator.
The pedal party.
I'm Chance.
And I'm Kogan.
I almost said I'm Kogan.
And I'm Chance.
Maybe here, for this episode, I'm going to be Kogan.
And I'm going to be Chance, and I'm only going to play Van Halen riffs.
Yep. And I'm going to play Tom Petty.
Yep. And first position chords the entire time.
Oh, yeah. Well,
this is a milestone for us.
Yeah, so I just, it seems like there's just a conflation of so many circumstances. One is that this is our 10th Epiversary.
Mm-hmm. We made it. I didn't even think we made 5 episodes.
No. I remember so long ago, just 10 weeks ago when we started.
Yeah.
You're never going to make it in the industry, kid.
It's too tough. You got to
have
It's too tough. The bowls of steel.
Bowls of steel.
I don't know how to say that.
Bowls of steel. Well, steel bowls would be.
Steel bowls.
Steel bowls.
You got to have those steel bowls.
Yeah, the thing about steel bowls is that it makes eating breakfast cereal very clanky.
Yeah, but as mixing bowls are great.
Oh, fantastic. Anyway, so there's that, and so we do have a special occasion or a special lineup. It also, I'm just going to tell you, it's also the first week I just moved into a new place, so the studio setup's a little bit different. We have an amp in a shed in the backyard that we've routed to, and we're sitting in my garage now.
And we've rigged it up. It is rigged.
And I'm just going to say right now, if you want to make a record and you think that you can't or don't...
You don't have the space or the materials.
Space, you can do anything. It is 2017, and this is the easiest thing to do in the world.
Yes, just takes a little bit of elbow grease.
Anyway,
some ingenuity.
Last episode, I told you that I had some more ProCo products on the way. It's true. I ordered a ProCo Roadkill distortion box, and Kogan, what did you happen upon?
I happened upon a ProCo Brat, B-R-A-T.
Not a rat, but a brat.
Not a rat, but a brat, and it is hot pink.
Neon pink.
I had it on my board this last week, playing around with it, and I had 2 pink pedals, and I can't decide if that's too many or not enough.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe it's just the start of your new...
I think I only want to buy pink colored pedals for now. But the crazy thing about these pedals, the Roadkill and the Brat, would be...
They're the same.
They're the same pedal in a different box.
Yeah, so the Roadkill, I mean, as far as I understand, the Roadkill was a Guitar Center exclusive pedal, and the Brat was a more widely marketed pedal. But when you break them up and look at that, the inside, the circuits are the same thing. Mm-hmm. They both have that LM308N chip in them.
Yep.
And with some tweaking, I've also had mine on my board for a week or two. With some tweaking, pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it. A lot of people say that this is more similar to the Whiteface Rat as opposed to the Rat 2, which we have already demoed and which we both, I think we unanimously agree that it's one of the greatest pedals ever made.
Of all time, yeah.
And so I think this, each pedal has gain, tone, volume. They're called something weird. On the Brat, it's called... on the Brat, it's called volume, tone, distortion.
Yeah, and on the Roadkill, it sits in that theme of dead animals.
Headlights, screech, and
splatter.
Nice. Love that. They probably just decided like, hey, we can't sell any of these pink pedals, so what if we put them in a black box and make it look cool? And then we'll sell 1 million of them.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, we've never done a straight up like pedal v pedal review, and we've especially never done one that's exactly the same
pedal.
So here we go. 10 episodes. We made it this far. I just want to thank my mom.
I would also like to thank your mom.
And I would like to thank Jared and his mom, too. Hey, Debbie.
Hey, Debbie.
Anyway, so we're just going to go through this like set of pedals, do some quick comparisons, and then the thing we're all going to look forward to is 2 pedals dimed
absolutely
into each other, which I've actually looked this up. If you put 2 dimes together, if you put 2 dimes together, in this case, I think it's going to make a quarter. That's not math. That's just science.
That's just science. What do you got there today?
I have this is a 1995 Fender Strat that I've had since I was but 14 years old. A very dear friend of mine.
Oh yeah, is that a mint green pickguard?
Mint green, yeah. It's.
I like that.
I've done some aftermarket stuff. It came as a hum sing, and I've just made it a triple humbucker. A triple single coil. Sorry.
There you go.
Imagine how little plastic is on a 3 humbucker Strat pickguard.
Yeah.
Anyway, some weird wiring stuff, but basically, just the way that I'm going to play it, it just sounds like a Strat.
Sounds like a Strat. It sounds great.
And you, Kogan?
I've got my 2013 61 Reissue SG or 61 Reissue Les Paul, whatever floats your boat. And it's just got 57 classics in it. And we are playing through what year did we say that was? I think it's a 99 Fender custom Vibrolux with 210s.
Sounds sweet.
Pile drivers in it.
Pile drivers. This is the first time that we are recording where we're not just one room away from the amp. And so we won't be able to comment really on...
We're not going to know how annoying our playing is.
Yeah.
Because it's far away from us.
Yep.
Let's hear it. Let's hear that clean tone. Sounds like a Strat.
I like that.
Nice. Would you want to start with the Roadkill or you want to start with the Brat?
Well, so we have them all at noon.
Everything is at noon. All 6
knobs. Let's go with the Brat because it's on the left.
Now, there could be a little bit of... I will say there's no lights on these pedals. No power supplies.
No,
you got to run off the 9 volt.
They really made you work for it.
So here's the Brat. This is something I did notice, but I wanted to capture it.
We have to just we have to come in at noon
on principle,
even though we know it's not the best.
The volume is so quiet on these pedals,
very quiet.
Like I pretty much just leave it dimed when I was using it live. Let's just hear the Roadkill next to it. Here's the Roadkill. So quiet. So let's
find some unity.
Let's take the volume up to 3 o'clock on both of them. See where we end up. So here's the Brat. Here's the Roadkill. Nice. Getting somewhere.
Yep. I just right away, this is, again, I mean, we did have to boost the volume pretty significantly. Not a lot of headroom on these pedals.
Oh, yeah.
But it does it. I got mine for like $38 with free shipping, and Kogan got his in a local deal for like $20.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me how just finding Unity, and everything else is at noon. I'm already like just feeling like just plug it in and go. Like,
oh yeah,
just go play a game.
Yeah, this is not something that is going to be transparent.
No, but it fits
as we've
great.
talked about. This is a distortion box, and you get great distortion out of the box.
Yeah,
that's
here
what it sounds like. You
hit-
want to dial it back first, or you want to go up first?
I kind of want to leave it where it is. I'm just going to hit a big O A chord.
Okay.
Or an E chord.
Go back and
Let's
forth.
do an E chord. And then just go back and forth, Brat, Roadkill, and then we'll do the same thing with the SG.
Okay, cool.
So, clean. Brat. Roadkill. I want to say there might be more presence on the Roadkill.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. It seems a little bit brighter.
A little bit brighter.
And they're both at noon.
They're both noon with all that stuff. So, anyway, let's go ahead and
Let's try the SG
let's
out.
get the clean tone. Ooh.
That sounds good. I've really been digging the Vibrolux with the SG a lot lately.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's our E chord. And the Brat. And Roadkill. There's definitely more presence there. So here's back to the Brat.
For sure.
Okay, so here's what I'm hearing. This, I feel like the Roadkill sounds much brighter and maybe tighter sounding. This makes no sense because they're the same pedal, but the Brat sounds more like if you just cranked an amp, like it's like saggier sounding or something. Something strange is happening here.
Yeah, I mean, there's a percentage allowance in all of these electrical components.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they float one way or the other.
Yeah.
And the components back in this Brat is a 96. I would assume this Roadkill is probably between 96 and 99 is the late 90s. You know, the components back then, the percentage, what do they call it? The variance was
allowance,
like 10% or something
Yeah.
like that. And now the parts are like 2%. So things always end up the same more, which is one thing that's really great about older gear is maybe you find
mojo.
Yeah, it's got mojo. You find a pedal that's super cheap and doesn't sound like any of the other of the same pedal. It's like its own sound. But I really like the sound of it. I mean, it has that ProCo Rat sound to it for sure.
Yeah.
Neither one of them sound as tight as the Rat 2 at noon.
No. You no.
It's like it's a whole different ball game. This is
it's
almost
very different.
Overdrive distortion. It blurs the line a little bit.
Yeah, for me, my Roadkill, I can get it similar, but it can never be as focused.
Yeah.
And as smooth. It's like there's always going to be a little bit of a razor's edge on the Roadkill. You know,
a little bit of that cut. Let's you want to dial back the distortion on them and see what happens?
Yeah. Let's try it
So
out.
on the Brat, it goes left to right. The furthest left setting is called mush, and the furthest right setting is called crunch. On the Roadkill, it says min max on the Roadkill. Interesting. So there's like funny things on the Brat underneath all of them. So here's distortion all the way off on both pedals. Tone is at noon. Volume is at 3. Brat.
Well, that's not a lot of anything.
Roadkill. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Distortion at 9 o'clock.
They did not design this like. No one's ever going to put this at 0, are they? No, of course not. It's a distortion pedal.
And when we get done, we should both share what we've been running the pedal at all week.
Yeah,
on our boards. Yeah. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the Brat. Volume 3, tone noon, distortion 9. Still not a lot of distortion.
No.
Let's see if we can find where it starts.
Ooh.
Okay, there we go.
Some meat.
So that's distortion at 10 o'clock, tone at noon. I started that in the wrong key. So there's the Brat. Here's the Roadkill. Let's put the distortion at 10 o'clock again. Roadkill, distortion, Brat. Wow, they sound so different. I feel like yours already has, or the Roadkill already has more hair on it.
There's a different like upper mids happening for sure.
Interesting. Let's hear it on the Strat.
Yes. Let's do.
Roadkill. Brat.
Roadkill definitely has more meat on its bones so
totally.
far.
Absolutely.
And it seemingly, I don't know if even tighter's the right word, but just
there's just more there.
Just more.
Yeah. There's a little bit more meat to it. So let's put the distortion at 9 o'clock or 3 o'clock. Distortion at 3, tone at noon, volume at 3 on all the pedals. Here we go. Here's the Brat. Roadkill.
Oops.
I feel like they're both starting to get a little more into the same territory.
Yeah, less variance as the gain increases.
Let's should we play around with the tone knob a little bit?
Sure.
So the tone.
So also to note, a difference. The rack controls are volume, distortion, and filter, and the filter at 0 is just an untouched
Pure signal.
Mm-hmm. And as you increase the filter, it starts to cut treble. These pedals actually they're not labeled that necessarily.
Well, yeah, because the Roadkill says screech.
Screech. And when I first got it I got it in a Reverb shipment, and I looked at it and said, "What the heck are these knobs?" And I said, "Screech. Oh, that's definitely treble, or like that's the tone knob." So you actually have a traditional
tone knob
on this one.
Yeah. So the Brat says all the way to the left is flat, and all the way to the right is fat.
Really?
I don't
know that it's flat. I mean,
well, I don't agree that just from the sound of it, it doesn't seem like that those two words apply.
No,
but let's hear it. So let's go tone off, all the way off on both of them, and then we've got the volume and the distortion sitting at about 3 o'clock. So here we go. Strat. Roadkill. Brat. Take it
interesting.
Tone up to 10. Roadkill. Let's take that thing to 3 o'clock on the tone knob. Ooh.
Look, just right there. Let's do the SG.
Okay, yeah. Here's the Brat. Roadkill. Well, now they sound different. The Brat sounds tighter, but the Roadkill sounds wider sounding. You know what I mean? Like it sounds like I'm getting more frequencies out of the Roadkill. Like here's just an E note. Roadkill. Brat. Now I'm just losing my mind, I think.
No, I definitely think that the Roadkill is wider for sure.
Yeah, it's happening on the It seems like there's still more highs coming out of the Roadkill. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm hearing when you're playing a full chord. That was the Roadkill. Here's the Brat. Well, now I don't know anymore.
I don't know anymore, man.
They both sound phenomenal, but there's something they just feel a little bit different. Should we go dimed on the tones?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's hear that Strat. Ooh, that was the Brat. Here's the Roadkill.
Now I feel like the Roadkill doesn't have as much treble.
I wonder if the pots are different or something.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Like, because there's like a... Okay, what do you want? Which one do you want? The Roadkill?
The Roadkill. Now the Brat.
The Brat does sound brighter now.
Now it sounds brighter.
Yeah. Weird. Just at 1/4 of a turn. Well, I think this has brought us to the place where we should probably dime it.
We should probably dime it. Now on this pedal, I would like for us to do a dime as well as a dime minus treble.
Okay.
Like afterwards or before.
Oh, let's go. Since we've already got everything dimed, let's hear it. Let's hear it dimed. Here's the Brat. Roadkill.
See, now I'm definitely feeling like the Roadkill has less treble and it's more focused.
So strange.
It totally depends on
where the knobs are.
On where they are.
They're very interactive.
Yeah.
I'll say. So now we'll go tone off, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Batman soundtrack.
Okay, the second one was Roadkill. I just realized I didn't say what was what. I'm just in here enjoying the music, enjoying the tunes, man.
It's feeling great. This is one of those things where it's just like, no one's going to think you're cool. No one's going to think you're cool for having these pedals.
No.
They're not boutique. They're not hand-wired.
They are as far from boutique. They're in
they're mass production, cheap,
industrial
as possible.
Metal enclosures, plastic and metal. I will say this metal it's heavy.
Yeah,
there's some weight to it.
So for both of our pedals, we had to do like a special adapter to the 9 volts to even get it power. But man, I love them. Let's do the SG with the same. So right now it's volume and tone, or volume and drive are basically dimed, and then tone is off.
So here's the Brat. There's some sustain on that too.
Yes. Especially for being 40 feet away, 50 feet.
Here's the Roadkill. Neck pickup, see what it sounds like.
Sustain, man.
Yeah, wow.
I'll say, I think, just to borrow your catchphrase, the Roadkill gets into a little bit more fuzzy territory.
Hey-oh. Bazinga.
Bazinga.
That's my word.
Here, why don't you hit the treble on 10 and hear that same thing with
the
SG.
With SG, yeah.
Maxed out.
has the Brat. The treble feels a lot more usable on humbuckers.
Yeah. That's different.
That is much different.
That's different.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was the Roadkill. That's much different. It sounds a lot tighter on the Roadkill, the SG does.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So there's less treble on the Roadkill, like less presence high end. The Roadkill's tighter, but the Roadkill's also fuzzier.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
While the Brat stays away from being as fuzzy. It's so interesting. Well, now, why don't we... I'll set my Roadkill to what I've been using it on this week.
Okay, me too. Let's see, actually, I think I was probably right in here. Yeah, I think that's about right. That's probably where it was. Oh, wow.
We're kind of different.
We're very different.
Here.
Interesting.
I'm going to play with my Strat. I play that all the time. And here's the Roadkill. I need a good riff to play. What's a good riff?
Absolutely. Nothing says distortion like Leonard Skinner.
Hit me with your best shot.
Here we go. Roadkill. That sounds so good. It's like it has a... Oh, bless you. Hey.
I got the sneeze.
Just hanging out in the dusty garage.
Hanging out in the dusty basement garage.
Go, honey, go get my Stratocaster. Daddy's got to play some notes.
Daddy's got to record a podcast.
That is so saggy sounding. The Roadkill is.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that. I feel like the notes are just oozing out of the quarter-inch jack.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you my presets as soon as Kogan.
Okay, so here's
does his
the SG, which stands for
super good
solid guitar. There's
super
a little
good.
fun fact for all you Gibson guys out there. So here's the Brat. Here's a little neck pickup. That's also
Here, let me.
interesting.
I have not done any neck pickup yet.
Okay, let's hear some neck pickup. You want to hear on the Brat or the Roadkill?
On my Roadkill.
All right.
was doing.
That was both pedals.
That was juicy.
Yeah.
Did we ever do here? Let's just so for clarification, we just turned my setting on into Kogan's setting on the Brat, and it was really thick. It was like I was playing thrash on my Strat, yeah. And I bought it. I mean, for the most part,
you put that on a record with some MIDI drums.
Oh, dude, here, just.
Oh no, this is a good idea. That's a Strat. Come on. Ooh. Hot dog. You just had to do it.
Oh, yeah. That's so cool.
I love it. I'm all about that.
Really cool. So that's the Brat and the Roadkill on the guitar.
Yes.
We also have a special treat for you this week with our bass setup as soon as I set it up. Cut.
Also, while he's cutting that, I'll go ahead and explain what our special settings are, since I guess we forgot to talk about that.
Sorry. My setting on the Roadkill, I have the volume at about 3 o'clock. I have the tone on about 9 o'clock, and I have the gain on about 3 o'clock.
And my setting on the Brat is volume 3 o'clock. The tone is about at 2 o'clock, and the distortion is dimed. I figured it's a distortion pedal. I'm like, just turn it up all the way. I don't even care.
If you're going to go to town, take the Lincoln.
Hey-o.
All right, pause recording.
Hello, everybody. It's the next morning, and I have allergies. Anyway, this is Chance. I'm back. Last night, we tore down the guitar setup and went back to do bass, and we ended up getting challenged to a guitar battle by my new neighbors. That's a story, hopefully, for the next podcast, but I don't want to make promises I can't keep. So there that is. Anyway, so we didn't get to do bass last night. I'm doing it this morning, just by myself. Kogan didn't stay the night, so it's just me. And we have a little bit of a different setup. I'm actually going to use a Noble bass DI tube preamp for the bass instead of running through the amp. The Vibrolux gets really distorted with the bass, and so I wanted to get a little bit of a cleaner sound. This is on loan from none other than the Jared. And I'm using my American Jazz bass, and it sounds like this. Clean. Pretty good. There's some nonsense riffs. Anyway, here's the Roadkill. Just like before, there's not enough volume. Let's turn that up. Harry. I'm terrified at this point in the morning with my ears so fragile to turn up the gain, but I'm going to. Ooh, do you hear that hiss? noises. Ooh, a lot of warmth in there. Let's try turning that tone up. It's different on the Roadkill. I feel like I'm losing high end when I go up. Sounds gritty. Sounds fuzzy. It's interesting. There's not as much of a reaction, I feel like, with the amp breakup, obviously, right now, because there's no amp. And also, so far, it's a lot more, like, ear-friendly with the bass than a lot of these drives are. They have weird EQ sweeps on the in them when I tend to play the bass. Let's just go ahead all out. All of the knobs all the way up. Volume might not work with this pre. I don't know. Let's find out. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I gotta take my ears off. That's clipping. One moment. That's a lot, folks. It's a lot. I realize I'm not very interesting without Kogan here to balance me out. I'm just going to go to the setting that I use on the guitar the most. See how she stacks up. I think I like this one more with a lot of gain and a lot of treble. That actually is lower treble, but it feels... I don't know. My ears are still waking up, and it's allergy season. Snort. Anywho, that's the Roadkill on bass. I couldn't compare it to the Brat because Kogan had a proprietary power supply for it that I don't have anymore because he took it. I still love him, though. Man. Looking across the podcasting void. Not having my co-host. I don't know what to do alone. Anywho, I'm Chance. And I'm Kogan. And this was Rotator. And look forward to a surprise soon.